just to cover some more of what I was talking about last night, there's just so many things that are abounding in terms of what has never abounded before, and I guess I'm going to even, first of all, I'm going to try to analyze the Bristol Palin situation more deeply than I was able to last night. And the thing I want to say too, especially because we're getting more information about it, now Bristol Palin is making excuses like, oh, I was planning to have this kid, and oh, I just went the wrong way about things. Well, first off, if that were true, she and her fiance would not have broken up, and they would have been married in kind of a shotgun wedding type situation. So you could tell that Bristol Palin's trying to cover her tracks, and of course back to the instability of basically purposely being a single mom and all that. And you would never seen that before, and it just goes to show you how sexual immorality, hypocrisy, instability, and a reckless disregard for life are abounding, and a reckless disregard being just putting those kids in danger of having an unstable home and treating a baby like a commodity. And speaking of a reckless disregard for life, just the sheer anti-Semitism that has increased in the last days, just the sheer amount of terror attacks, whether specifically anti-Semitic in nature or, for lack of a better term, generally anti-Semitic, though also targeting others. And speaking of anti-Semitism, just also the quote-unquote state of Palestine and the Vatican being a part of that. So again, increasing anti-Semitism and just letting things get out of control like just has never been. And there's just so many other things going on that... Oh, also speaking of supporting quote-unquote Palestine and getting into anti-Semitism, also conspiracy theories continue to abound in terms of even, for example, oh, gay marriage. Well, apparently Jews are getting blamed for this one, when, by the way, the Talmud, and when I did research on this issue more deeply, I found that even the Talmud says that, hey, gay marriage is not acceptable, because it even says that the group that's considered the B'nai Noah do not write marriage documents for men. And so even just a reckless disregard of information that's out there, to not thinking outside the box, the just sheer loss of actually sitting back for a minute and taking time to analyze, it goes to show how we're willing just to fit things into our own agendas instead of just look at everything and, I guess, make our conclusions based on evidence, as opposed to trying to make the evidence fit our conclusions. And there are just so many other examples of how what we're definitely in the end days, how immorality's abounding and just what have you. And there's that. I know that I couldn't do a more extensive video just because I've been so busy just with a whole bunch of other stuff.